once again, it's fucking Friday. Sad for you, Team Australia. Sad for you because your day's just starting, but don't worry, it's coming to an end. It's still Friday though, right? Still Friday. We've made it there. We've gone around the world. Mid-US. Sorry, midday. Kind of. Depends where you are. Which coast. East Coast representing. You'll be alright, man. You're going to be alright. But for us in the Team UK, it's about to come to its death. The end is nigh for our week. And that means the weekend is upon us. And the sun appears to be shining here in the UK. Which hopefully means good things for all of us, right? Deliciousness. I may or may not be building an extremely expensive PC for a client, for someone who wants me to do it. So pay attention to Twitter if you're interested in that stuff and see how it goes. I have yet to pick the parts. So for us nerds who like computer stuff, I've been set a budget, which is quite delicious. A delicious budget, which is always fun. So we're going to have some fun and play around and maybe put some fancy shit into it. I don't know, we might try our hand at some proper tubed water cooling. Maybe, and put some lights through it and all that kind of stuff. We'll see what we're going to do. We'll see what we're going to do. But that's not why you're here right now. It's not why you're here right now. You might have been here today because it was Stream Week, which came to a close today, where we finished Grand Theft Auto. Well, we almost finished Grand Theft Auto 5. We'll finish that apparently on Stream Day, so follow Twitter for that one. Soma. Yeah, horrors. Not really. Puzzle game. And, of course, what was the other game we finished? Transformers Devastation by Platinum Games. If you ever played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, or you've played Bayonetta, any of those kind of games, same people, made a Transformers game, used all the voice actors from the original cartoon series when most of us were kids anyway. What a hell of a lot of fun that was. And I've just realised how squeaky my chair is, so let me pre-apologise to you guys. I'm really fucking sorry. I need to get the WD on it. So if it squeaks through the show, I'm sorry, but I tend to shuffle because I get animated, baby, because we're doing Drama Friday. What is Drama Friday? I should say this every show. For those of you tuning on YouTube randomly. Hello. Drama Friday is simple. People on the internet are fucking crazy because they have anonymity and they're young generally and full of spunk and testosterone and estrogen and all kinds of shit that makes them all a little bit and they do weird, stupid things. And Drama Friday is a celebration of that. It's also a reminder that these people are doing these kinds of things, so you should be careful. You should be fucking careful, right? Now, I'm sorry, team, but I'm going to give you the sads today. Because I'm sad Stream Week's come to an end, because it means I have to get back to doing World of Warcraft stuff, which is kind of dire at the moment, so we're doing quite well. But I'm going to bring the sads. So, Bible thumps and shames at the ready. Bible thumps and shames. Can we dim the lights? Can we dim the lights for the Bible thumps and the shames? We're going to start, though, with something just to bring up the tempo a little bit, because it's about a PvP guild, and you know there is nothing better in this world than PvPers. I see you guys out there, and I'm going to celebrate you, and we'll introduce the classic PvP voice. I need a PvP guild master. I need a PvP. You guys are fucking awesome. You guys are tremendous bastards. You are. Who's going to be our guild master? I need a guild master, and I need an officer. A guild master and an officer. PvP style names, please. Yeah? PvP, mate. You have a fucking PvP name? Fucking 2.5k arena, mate? Mate. Do you even? Death Fade. Yeah. Death Fade. And... Ooh. I need a butch PvP name. Notoriously fat. Notoriously fat, mate. Mate, do you even? Right, so this one's a really short one before we get into the sads. Let us begin with our little PvP called a shitty PvP guild with shittier people, mate. What's your rating, though? You know what I mean? Holla ballers and a brofist to you from hashtag Team Serbia. Quick note, Team Serbia is actually the only country where I've ever heard of anybody using click to move in World of Warcraft. I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying it seems to be, through my experience, Team Serbia, though. Right? This is a story about me and my misadventures in Deuce PvP guilds. A resub to WoW when they introduced the new Blood Elf models, mate. I want to look like a fucking fairy. Yeah? I found a decent guild where I could find someone to do arenas with. We had a RBG team that was well shit, though. And I was the best fucking player, though. When I resubbed to WoW, they introduced me to the new Blood Elf. Oh, sorry. One day, though, when I logged in to make a portal for my friend, suddenly a notification appeared in the chat that Deathfade had rejoined the guild, our former guild master. Apparently, she had some IRL problems and was quitting WoW, but she gave up on that, mate. She gave the guild master title to one of our RBG officers, Notoriously Fat. Notoriously Fat, though, didn't ask for it and didn't want to lead the guild, since the RGB team was fucking dog shit. We had only 7 people in the team, and we had to fill the rest of it with Russians, though, on the group finder every single week. Only Russians, though. Comrade. Yeah? Want to fucking PvP, mate? So Notoriously Fat left the guild and took another RBG officer with him to form a new and better guild. He's giving up on the 7-man team. Yeah? Giving up on the 7-man team to make his new and better RBG team with less people. And to become the GM there. The old guild was gutted of its 7 comrades. Everyone who was invited to the new guild who was deemed worthy, including me and my friend. I had an alt in the old guild, so I logged in the next morning to find out that 50% of the old members had left the guild. Notoriously Fat formed his core team, which you had to have 2K experience though, mate. Are you not involved in the core team? Although we've only got 4 people with that experience though, mate. You want to join an RBG though? You're not in the core team though, mate. But you can come every week because we haven't got any people. Shut up though. This new and better team didn't go too well. There was another RBG team in the guild. But they disbanded the same evening it was formed. That's hardcore PvP for you right there, mate. That's hardcore. Fucking created and then killed. Must kill. On the first night it was made though. Stab. I have checked the army of each and every member of the core team that eventually was formed. 6 out of 10 members didn't have 2K RBG mating. Not to mention though that some of them didn't even have 1K RBG achievement. Lol. In conclusion, this new guild is as dog shit as the former, just with less people and smaller RBG team. We were antisocial and guild chat was non-existent. The only thing we do seriously in our PvP guild, mate, is Gurubashi Arena. But only sometimes. Thanks for reading my story. Right? We take Gurubashi Arena very seriously. Idiots. You're all scrubs. And that's the PvP drama story. I love the PvP stories. You guys. I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. PvP no mate. PvP no mate. Joined the guild, didn't work. Joined another one though. Gotta have your 2K rating. I know, no PvP. Hey guys, I don't give a fuck about it. I know no PvP isn't like that, but those are the PvP drama stories I get. So, you know what I mean? It swings and roundabouts. It swings around. But thanks for writing it. It was cool. There wasn't much drama in there though, but it was still funny because it's, you know, it's PvP. And we like to giggle at PvP. The PvPers like to mock us PvEs too. Swings and roundabouts, my friends. Swings and roundabouts. All in good jest. None of us actually care. Right, let's have some sads. Let's have some sads. I promised you some sads. I promise you some stats. Here we go. I'll preach a prophecy to you, my good sir. I'd like to share with you the story of how I joined World of Warcraft and the sadness that followed. I should say that this story contains no names, so you do not have to worry about such things. And for those of you that were excited to be mentioned in chat, I do apologise. the introduction to our tale. It all started in late Wrath of the Lich King. I was a shy guy. 14 at the time. 2 pubes on the pitch and none in the deck. And wasn't all too good at making friends at school. I was that quiet kid in the corner who spent most of his time drawing and sneak eating snacks. What is sneak eating? I know what sneak eating snacks is, but is that really a thing? Like, you've got a bag of Cheetos? Like, I mean, that never happened in my school, ever. Not once did I ever know someone who's sneak eating snacks. Whenever I got home from school, I sat down in front of my computer and played Warcraft 3 custom maps. This, ladies and gents, was my life. I had been playing Warcraft 3 since the age of 5, as I got it introduced to me by my older cousin, who back then I looked up to very much. My older brother and I played it relentlessly, but it wasn't until I started to learn the Anglais I became interested in the story of the game. But when I did, I'm telling you, I got hooked, like a fish who got the scent of power bait. Which sounds incredibly butch. Fast forward! Back to the end of Wrath of the Lich King. I got home from school one day and was ready to enter my virtual world. I sat down by the family computer and noticed that my mouse was gone. Confused, I went to ask for my older brother if he had seen the mouse. He was lying in his bed with his laptop and the mouse, staring at the screen like a madman. Who buys a kid a fucking laptop and not a mouse? Parenting 101. 1 mouse, 2 systems. No. 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 Bugged by the fact that he had stolen the mouse, I started to nag and complain like an old lady. That is until I saw what was on his screen. World of Warcraft. I asked him, what are you playing? Seeing as I, by being some freak show accident, had never heard of the follow-up to Warcraft 3. He answered, I was enthralled by the idea of being able to continue the story I had started to play through a couple of times a month for the past 5 years or so. I asked if I could try it. He said yes. But I would have to make a character. I was confused, seeing as I didn't have to do that in Warcraft 3. He then explained that this was an MMO and not an RTS. I had never heard these letters in my life, but nodded in agreement. Sagely nod. He let me play a bit on his undead warlock before making my own character, to get a feel for the game, as he went to take a shower. To this day, I cannot remember what zone I was in, but I travelled into a cave full of spiders and died. I was in shock. I wasn't sure what I had done wrong. But that's when it hit me. I had just killed my brother's character. I had just game overed him. I panicked, but what could I do? 10 minutes later, he got back and asked me why I wasn't playing. I started to explain quickly, and apologising at the same time, saying that I have game overed him, seeing as I thought his character was dead for good. He lolled and told me it wasn't a problem, and that he would just res him later, and then allowed me to make my character and play for the rest of the day. Good guy brother though, right? Good guy brother. Game over. Game over, boys. That's it. GG. Well played. As I looked through the roster of classes and races, I was baffled. What should I play? So many options. That's when it hit me that I wanted to play Grom Hellscream. Of course that meant it was an Orc Warrior, but for me it was Grom Hellscream. And off I went to become the champion of the Horde I knew I could be. I played all day and got to level 9. When I was done, I felt like a total badass. That was until my brother came in and facepalmed at me. He asked me what I was doing, why I was killing mobs without taking quests. I was confused, seeing as I had no idea what quests were, somehow missing the exclamation points at the beginning of the level. I had on purpose decided not to buy any skills. It seemed to me that I didn't know what the skills were, and it would probably be best to level without buying skills. Yes. This is a good thing. One should not progress when given the choice. One should wait and do research after leveling. For science. For science. I was pretty sure that I had made up for my perceived noobishness now, and began to tell my brother that I had discovered an island that had no other players on it, and I was pretty sure I was the only person to have found this island in the game. The Echo Isles. My brother was speechless, but then explained to me skills, quests, gears, and leveling. He, however, did allow me to keep believing that I was the first person to ever visit the Echo Isles. What a brother! Can we give it up for the brother? Can we give it up for the brother? You're right. I've never seen that island before. You must be the first. Seeing now that he actually knew the truth, it made me full of joy. What a guy. What a guy. It had been a few days since I had played WoW last, and I had gotten to level 14 on my Wazza. I wanted to level him further, but my brother was out of town, and I didn't have his password. Oh, no. When I asked my mother if I could borrow the phone to call him, she asked me why. Why don't I just make my own account? I told her there was a subscription fee, and like the baller she was, she said, I'll pay for it. You had all the advantages we didn't have, son. You better make this work. You better make this work. You were given every chance. No hurdles. I made my own World of Warcraft account. I wanted to continue leveling, but realized that my character was not on my account. But it's my character. And this is my account! How can this be? I realised that my brother's account must have had my warrior. So I decided to try a new class. A female Night Elf Druid. I got to level 18 on her within a couple of days. When I was invited to this thing called a guild, I didn't quite understand, but I did get a new chat box, which was pretty cool. But I didn't understand why anyone on WoW would invite me to anything without talking to me first. I accepted, though. A few days later, I was asked if I wanted to go to a dungeon. I said sure. Was invited to a group and asked where we should go. A big box then popped up telling me to pick a role. I saw a cross, a shield and a sword. So I put an X in all of them. A couple of seconds later, another box popped up, asking if I was ready. I said no, seeing I wasn't anywhere near the other guys. The leader asked me what the hell I was doing, and I explained that I wasn't ready yet, seeing as I was nowhere near none of these so-called dungeons. So I asked, where are the dungeons? Looking back at it, they must have thought I had only played before in Dungeon Finder, or they just didn't give a shit that I was horrible. They explained that I should just click accept the next time, and so I did. Another box appeared. Then suddenly I was transported to a room surrounded by lava. It was one of the most epic things I've ever seen. We entered the dungeon, and in front of me I saw mobs, and instinctually, seeing as I'd done this while leveling, I went straight to cat form, meow, and attacked. And died. A message appeared telling me not to pull, seeing as I was not the tank. And I should focus on heals. I had no idea what they were talking about. But for the next couple of packs, I healed myself. But it didn't seem to do any good. Next time I went cat, though, I pulled a big group of mobs. And it killed me. Then the rest of the unprepared group. They spit harsh words at me and kicked me from the group, and I logged off. Never played on that druid again. I later became a dwarf paladin. My intention with the Dwarf Paladin was to get to Stormwind, as people had told me how good it was. But I didn't know about the tram. I got stuck in the Badlands, dying again and again. I then deleted my Paladin. Fast forward a few months. Cataclysm had arrived. I had begged my mum to buy it for me, seeing as the world was being revamped. And I didn't want to be left behind in the old world. She agreed to buy the new expansion. I was ready to rock on my new main, a rogue. I had learned how dungeons worked, though I found them boring, seeing as I was an explorer. I had tried a couple of battlegrounds, but they frightened me. And I hadn't entered a battleground since level 17 or so. I believe I was 53 when I built up the courage to enter a BG of grander scale. Alterac Valley. I was blown away by the amount of people in the starting cave. It was more people than I'd ever seen in a single group. And then the gates opened. I was ready to run alongside them like I had done back in lower level BGs. I don't remember why I was even in Alterac Valley, but I clearly remember that this was the day that I learned about mounts. Everyone was saddled up on all these cool looking mounts. Horses, ponies, rams and cats were everywhere. And then there was me, on my 2 feet, running. Because I hadn't been told about mounts. The first while I was sort of giving up on it, I felt sad that I had been left behind. It was only moments in that I was the only one. That was until I arrived at a battle fiercer than I had seen ever before in WoW. I knew that I might not have a mount, but my teammates needed me. I was in stealth, of course. I got the jump on a troll. I managed to take him down before being brutally murdered myself. And that's when I saw it. I will never forget. In the chat, someone had written, "Lol at that dead rogue in int gear." I was confused. So I asked him what he meant. I then received a whisper that asked me why I was wearing intellect gear. I told him that it had more armor than the other leather gear that I had. He called me a scrub and told me to quit the game and kill myself. It was heartbreaking. I quit the BG, went back to Stormwind, decided that I had seen everything that this game had to offer. And even though I did think it was cool, I knew I wasn't any good at it and never would be. I confronted my brother about the problem and he told me that maybe I should go to an RP realm. He said that most people there don't raid, they don't do BGs, they like to pretend to be other people. It sounded relaxing to me, so I decided to transfer to an RP server. And I have been RPing ever since. Since then, of course, I have learned the game, and these days I also raid from time to time. With Warlord's release, I tried getting into PvP again, but yeah, Ashran. I've gotten many friends the past couple of years, many thanks to me breaking my social anxiety by RPing. And even though I've had my ass handed to me in WoW, there is no game I would rather play. I was a scrub, but I didn't give up. And here I am, ready for Legion. See you there, Preacher, and thank you for reading my tale. All the sads! All the sads. Poor little bastard. Poor little bastard. Why? Why? Where's the sad time? The whole thing was sad. It was all sad. All sad. Where was the sads? You losers. You've got no heart. No heart. But let's keep the sads going. Let's keep the sads going. The brother and the mother. The brother and the mother. The brother and the mother. Baller. Brother and the mother. Baller. Okay. Made me sad. Made me sad. Yeah, you're all cold. You're all cold. Made me sad. Right, no names in this one either. We were a little light on good stories that had names in this week. So there you go. That combination doesn't happen sometimes. Hello, Preacher, and I love your videos, especially the drama time. I loved it so much that I thought I would tell you my story. This is from my childhood, when I was brought to WoW. I have my story. It started back in the 5th grade. What age is that? I don't know. Cold-blooded. What's the 5th grade? I was walking to a long-time's friend house with him. He told his older brother and his friends that they had got hooked on a game called WoW. I'd heard about the game, but I never knew what it really was. The only thing that I knew about WoW was that it had Mr. T commercials and Mohawk grenades and looked kind of gay. I love that line. Mr. T, Mohawk grenades, gay. Gay! Not playing that. I didn't have much of an interest in the interwebs. In fact, the only gaming console I had was an old... This is sad. You ready for the sads? You'll all get sads. You'll all get sads. The only gaming console I had was an old, broken Wii. That makes me pretty sad. That makes me pretty sad. It's a Wii that doesn't work. You got Nintendo. You got Nintendo, but broken. Okay. An old broken Wii. I was interested in this game and wanted to see what it was like. And when we got to the house, my friend showed me up to his brother's room. Oh God, he's gonna be that older, cooler brother who's like, fucking hell, my little brother's here with his mates. His brother was cool. And let us watch. I'm cool. You can watch me and shut the fuck up, right, mate? Yeah? Over there, though, right? Over there. Little bit of distance, boys. Stinks of jizz round here. I'm the older brother. You know what I mean? I asked him question after question about the game. Mostly, what is the game? What is Raid? Who are you playing? What are the Alliance? Who are the Horde? He told me tons of pretty simple things, like how he played a Blood Elf Protection Paladin. He was a member of the Horde, and this was the second expansion, Wrath of the Lich King. He was raiding in Onyxia's lair. That revamp, though. The game looked incredible. All the spells the Paladin could do looked incredible. He would sometimes let me play and hit target dummies to see how I was doing. I was hooked. I needed to be in the game. I started coming over to my friend's house more frequently. Not to hang out with my friend though, but to watch his brother. Soon I started coming just to watch his brother. One day I asked him if he could set me up in the game. I told him that I'd gone ahead and made my own account and downloaded the trial edition. I really wanted to play a Blood Elf Paladin like my friend's brother. But I soon found out that Blood Elves were not available in the trial. Can't be a Blood Elf, mate. I eventually decided to become a Tauren. I played for a bit, and my friend watched on his tune. As a 10-year-old kid with little to no patience, I got extremely fucking bored. I then asked him in party chat how long it would be until I raided with him. He left the party. Bye. Sorry. No. I got to level 7 and quit and thought this game is so boring. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ugh. I thought that if I bought the game, I could kill dragons, though. Oh. Oh. This is when I realized that he had never told me about leveling, gearing, grinding, all the things required to play. I just thought I'd jump in and go to Onyxia's lair with my giant axe. What? Level 90 boost though, bro! Huh? You hear what I'm saying? They made it there for you. You know what I mean? I got mad at the brother and left the house. I quit the game for a long time. And forgot about WoW. Level 7. Never forget. RIP. RIP. Level 7. Never forget. Eventually, we moved home. And I didn't hear from my friend or his brother for a very, very long time. But one day, I was watching TV. When I saw the Cataclysm commercial, I saw it and immediately recognized the game. And I saw that dragon burning the city to the ground. I had to get back on. And this time I was prepared for the grind. I was only 12 and had no money. I asked my mom to buy me the game for Christmas. I asked her to buy me the Burning Crusade, so I didn't have to waste money on the game if I didn't like it. I still didn't have a good internet connection, so I bought the box copy and not Battle Chest. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the game arrived in the mail. I went to install it. I was jumping inside. It took over an hour. But when I tried to log in, it told me that I didn't have the full game. I was in confusion. I had the box right next to me. I called and found my old friend's brother to see what the problem was. He told that I had only bought the Burning Crusade expansion pack and not the main game. I was so frustrated. I had waited so long. I had to spend yet more money in order to play WoW, not to mention the subscription fee. It took a while, but I saved. But I finally bought everything I needed to play the Burning Crusade. As I was installing the game, our computer broke and never worked again. My mother blamed it on WoW and told me that I can't play it ever again. You and your video games broke the family PC! Your video game did it! Why did you do it with your video games? It broke the damn computer! I can't read my stories now! Secretly, I played for about 2 years on trial accounts. I would grind Ragefire Chasm and Twinking BGs as a protection healer. Until Christmas time, when every year I got $60 card from my grandma, which I used on WoW to level my character a little bit every day. I got my character to 68 before someone told me about secondary stats, mail, plate, etc. Finally, I started gearing correctly and stopped wearing intellect and agility. Eventually, I convinced my mom... Twink, by the way. Eventually, I convinced my mom to let me play when Mop dropped. I used my $60 card again to buy Mists of Pandaria. I leveled a DK to 90. And then I met a man named Mike. Mike wanted to start a new account on Recruit a Friend. I volunteered to help him out. He paid for a new account for me and the expansions. We leveled 9 toons together up to 85 in about 2 months. And then never spoke again. I leveled every one of those toons. I leveled a hunter with my old guild master. And now I play a rep paladin. And I'm having a blast maining him in Warlords of Draenor. I hope you enjoyed my newbie beginning. And I hope you can share them over drama time. I would never use Recruit a Friend. That sounds mad boring. Honestly, I'm not saying never. But Recruit a Friend does sound mad boring. It really does. Recruit a Friend sounds mad boring. PC broke. No. No. Right, our final story is a big one called the Arrogant Piece of Shit Rogue. Let's go. Right. Okay. I need a rogue. I need a mage. I need a warrior. I need a pally. And I need an elf warrior. And I need 4 guild names if you want to throw some guild names in. I would like it for those of you who don't mind not being in and using your limited chat space. If you want to choose some guild names, you can do. Right! Woobles. Woobles. Atreides. Are you going for Atreides? If I see you, are you going for Atreides but couldn't get it? If you are, let me know. Or I'll go with Atreides. I'll try and spot your message in the chat. Flatlord. Okay. Konsu. And Sherpa. Okay. Right, guild names. What did we see? What did we see in the guild names? I forgot. Edgy Blelf Guild. Edgy Blelf Guild. Okay. Me though? What about me though? Dick Floppers. Dick Floppers is in. Smack Lips. I'll go with Smack Lips. And the Righteous Dongs will do just nicely. I didn't see your message, Atreides. Atreides. It's Atreides as it stands. Unless you let me know to change it during the story. Okay? That deal? Sounds good to me. Alright. Let's get obnoxious. Hey there, Preacher. I've only been watching your Drive Time for a few weeks. Welcome, sir. But I've pretty much watched all of them. They bring me back to a time that drama in WoW was really as real as fuck. My story takes place in the TBC, in that Karazhan, with a scumbag rogue. I was in 7th grade, so 13? 13, I think, based on what you're doing. I was in 7th grade as a young little sprout, about 13 years old, playing RuneScape with a group of... It's Atreides, rock on. With a group of good friends from school. One day a friend of mine told me he had moved on to a new game from RuneScape. Oh, wow. He described it to me as the incredible landscapes, the epic dungeons, the awesome armor, the weapons, the graphics, and so on and so forth. So me and another friend, Atreides, decided that we would start playing this game after looking it up online and actually seeing that it was better than RuneScape. All the screenshots showed all the amazing things that you could do. And I started around the end of Vanilla, which I am constantly sad to this day that I didn't get to experience some of the endgame content for it. You caused the LFR. You motherfucking catch-up mechanic. Motherfucker! Only joking. Okay, where was I? Somebody had game content for it. Atreides and I decided we were going to play Alliance on a PvP realm, because my friend already had a level 20 pally on that side, which was a pretty big investment. I made a bunch of random characters, but ended up settling on a Night Elf warrior called Sherpa. Whereas my friend Atreides settled on a gnome mage. I was working hard on leveling through the different zones of Azeroth. Atreides and I made good progress leveling as my friend, who had the pally, had to stop because his computer blew up and he wasn't able to get a new one. Oh. As Atreides and I were getting to around 40-45, this was the time that the Burning Crusade was looming in the foreground. Atreides and I decided that we were going to go hard. When TBC launched, we're going hard, boys. How many of you are going to go hard for Legion? Already made the decision, mate. When Legion rolls around, mate, going hardcore. I haven't got a guild or anything, not even capped. But I'm going hardcore in Legion. We were going to go hard on TBC, getting to endgame content and raiding. Atreides and I hit 60 just as TBC was about to come out. And we were ready to start our journey through the Outlands. Ham, mate, ham. going so hard. Going so hard. I was floored by Outlands. I loved every zone as I travelled around from place to place doing dungeons and quests. Atreides' parents allowed him to play a lot more than mine did, so he out-leveled me very quickly. I'd already started in on getting his keys for heroics and prepping for endgame content. I struggled to get to 70, but I eventually got there. Being on a PvP server, there were certain sections of time where you just could not play because you were being camped and camped and camped by people who had already reached level 70. By the time I got to 70, Atreides was already in Karazhan and Gruul's lair. Fuck you, Atreides. Abandoning ship on you, friend. He was learning mechanics to all these fights and then telling me about it. Oh, Atreides. Really good in Karazhan. Oh, you not started doing your heroic keys yet? It's really good in Gruul's lair, mate. Shame you're not with me, but let me explain to you why it's really good. There's content you're not doing. Good friend, Atreides. Not really. I was dying to get into raids and start getting some of that amazing looking gear. Atreides had also, through sheer luck, gotten into one of the best PvP guilds and a decently progressed PvE alliance guild on the server, named Edgy Blelf Guild. He had gotten into his guild because a few of the guild's Team 1 raiders, as well as the guild leader, were on their alts getting gear to progress, and they were impressed with Atreides' DPS as a mage. Atreides had then requested that I get invited to Edgy Blelf Guild. I remember being so intimidated by this guild. And the people, they were all so experienced and good. They took the game so fucking seriously. And it was amazing to be part of it. I remember an instance where I was helping some lower levels do the Ring of Blood in the Grand. Everything was going fine when all of a sudden a rival guild, the Dick Floppers, decided to show up and crash our party. Dick Floppers! Everybody down! I told the guild that we had been ganked by the Dick Floppers and we couldn't complete the quest for Ring of Blood. The guild leader took this as a personal assault on the guild. Note that their Team 1 was currently on a run of SSC and all occupied at the time, but the guild media immediately called the raid and said, everybody out to the Grand. It's time for a fucking war. It began one of the most epic world PvP battles I've ever seen between two big guilds of each faction. We eventually geared from my SSC. I killed them, kicked all of the Dick Floppers to the ground and sent them packing, mate. Oi, Dick Floppers! Move though, right? Move, mate. Move. Edgy Blelf Guild coming in. Coming in hot. Coming in fucking hot in the Ring of Blood. I enjoyed the occasional run of Karazhan that I was allowed into where I got my first epic. Oh, what was it? I'll give you guys a clue because it was fucking awesome. The first epic two-handed weapon I'd ever seen. Yeah? What was the first epic two-handed sword that you got from Karazhan, mates? Come on, mates, you know it. It looks fucking bizarre. Despair. Despair. It wasn't shortly after this time that the guild leader for the Edgy Blelf Guild got serious IRL family issues and had to quit WoW for the time being. While it was all the sads, luckily for me, Atreides and me had become really close friends with Group 1 MT Flatlord and the healer Khonsu. And we decided that we were going to take as many people that would come from the Edgy Blelf Guild and make a new guild. Most of Group 1 agreed with this plan, and the new guild, Smack Lips, was built. The leaders of the guild were Flatlord and Khonsu. They were good friends, IRL, tight. So the guild was run fabulously by them. They kept a group 1 of 25-man people for pushing new content, but decided to split Group 1 up into 3 groups mixed with new players for Karazhan runs. Yeah? Khonsu, I love it when guild leaders do this. Khonsu, Flatlord, Atreides and I were all in Group 1 for Karazhan with a rogue named Woobles, who was also an old member of the Edgy Blelf Guild and part of Group 1's 25-man that was progressing into Black Temple. For this Kara run, Khonsu and Flatlord were letting my friend Atreides be the raid leader so they could get some experience leading a raid should one of them be unavailable. Flatlord and Khonsu were there to get new players in the guild gear and evenly distribute it. Let it be known for these groups they had no set rules for how loot was going to be distributed. Joined a Black Temple loot, about to go apeshit on that Karazhan items though. Them's there's Karazhan epics though, so gimme that fucking blade of what's that blade? That red and silvery funky one. Gotta have that for Black Temple, mate. So good. King's Defender on a road, mate. They were basically there to carry. And that they could eventually start a second 25-man group too for progression. I was playing Arms Warrior at the time because, as you know, I have Awesome Despair that I'd gotten earlier. I hadn't played much of Arms until I got the weapon and missed Fury and told the group that I was looking to get a new 1H. Yeah? Need a new 1H so that I could switch to Fury because my deeps would be better as Fury because I knew the rotation better and was more comfortable with the spec. Difficult arm spec. Let us never forget the difficult arm spec. They agreed, and this led me to getting the Decapitator off Prince the next week. Was the Decapitator the one where you could press the button and it threw it away? It was like Heroic Throw before Heroic Throw. I'm pretty sure I used Decapitator for tanking. Difficult arm spec, boys. I'm pretty sure it was that. Was it not? It was a one-handed axe that you could click it and throw it, right? I'm pretty sure it was that. I'm pretty sure. Kara was easy as fuck for the most part, but we still had a lot of fun. We might wipe occasionally on Prince because of some really shitty Infernals on top of healers, but I was thirsty for another 1H so that I could go Fury. Woobles, our rogue though, thought he was God's gift to the fucking earth. He used to constantly talk about how good he was and that he was winning the deeps over the shitty geared noobs that we had brought along to the raid. Owned, mate. Owned, mate. He was doing it in a really passive-aggressive way about how people were shit and how he and my friend Atreides had to carry the team on their back. I love the passive-aggressive one. You know what would be really good if everybody else could just do a little bit more damage? Like me. Right? Alright? No, you're doing alright. I just would like it if you do more damage. Like me. Alright? That's all I'm saying. Look, I don't want to get into a fight about it. It's just that it seems to me that your damage is a little bit less than mine. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but it is. Let me link you the damage meter. Look, I just want to give you an example. Let me link you the damage meter. See the way I'm really, really far ahead? And you're really, really, really at the bottom? Just saying. Just saying. He used to talk about how pussy TBC was and that DPS was super easy. He liked vanilla when he had to use all sorts of items and trickery such as Thistle Tea to top DPS. I was the next highest DPS after Woobles and Atreides, even still being Arms, which as I said, I wasn't nearly as good at. We were making our way through Kara one night, smashing bosses and just downing Eelhoof. At this time, Fool's Bane, a one-handed mace dropped. I was so giddy I would finally get a one-hander and start to become Fury with my Decapitator. Everyone grats me and were about to pass the loot over to me when Woobles went, "Mine, mate! Mine." Let it be known at this point that Woobles was rocking the Messenger of Fate from BT and the Fang from Vash. Konsu, who was in charge of loot, said, "No, this is gonna go to Sherpa. Because he can go Fury then." Woobles then quickly responded though, "There is no fucking way he is going to get that because he's shit DPS. It doesn't even matter if we gave him the best gear in the world. He will always be shit. He's shit, mate. Shit." Listen to Woobles. Look, let me link you the damage meter. Let me educate you. Look. There you go. Point proven. I know what I'm saying. Woobles then went on and claimed that he needed this for off-spec. Which Konsu, being the guild leader, said, "Woobles, we are working on getting lower geared people geared so that we can have a second 25-man. You don't need that mace at all. Woobles then immediately said, fuck you, Konsu, you piece of shit. You're always taking fucking Lobby's side. You scrubby motherfucker, go fuck yourself. Konsu wasn't a person that took much abuse, so kicked Woobles from the raid and from the guild, and told him if he decided he was going to be such a prick, he might get back into the guild. Woobles had no response. Face palm. And logged off. We got the deeps for the night and finished off the raid, thinking that we were free of Woobles forever. A week later, Konsu told us that he'd been getting messages from other guild leaders, who he sometimes shared members with when people couldn't make it to a raid, that there was a rogue that was talking shit about our guild and all the members. As I said before, the Edgy Blelf guild was a very good progress guild on the server, and the #1 guild was called the Righteous Dongs. Righteous Dongs were a bunch of well-known assholes. They were always stealing loot from lobbies when they were in guild runs of heroics and raids, as well as just being general assholes to everyone. But there is no reason that they didn't take shit from fucking anyone. Konsu, our leader, messaged Woobles and said, I know you've been talking to other guilds. I understand if you don't want to be a part of our guild, but there is no reason to be childish. Please stop spreading lies. Woobles, though, I'll do whatever the fuck I want, mate. I'm about to join the big Righteous Dongs, and I will laugh at your pathetic progress. Konsu was popular with the members of the Righteous Dongs. Told them that this rogue, Mr. Woobles, had been talking shit about them and to deny his application. The Righteous Dongs told Konsu that Woobles had sent in an application already, but they already knew he was dogshit and were not going to accept him. Apparently, Woobles had sent in an application to the Righteous Dong demanding that he be given a spot in Group 1 only because he was the best DPS rogue on the server, and that he knew for a fact that the Righteous Dongs had been wanting to recruit him for a while now. That's how you make a guild application. That's how you do it, motherfuckers. In your app, demand Team 1 space. And also make sure there's a big paragraph explaining that you know for a fact that everybody has been trying to get him into that guild for a while now, and stop acting like a bitch about it. Right? That's how you make an app. That's how you make a fucking app. The Righteous Dongs guild leader probably told him that if he wanted to be part of Righteous Dongs, the only spot they had was Team 3. And that he would have to accept no loot priority at all. And if he didn't like that, then sadly there was no spot for Woobles. Woobles then decided to become a trade chat raider. He would spend most days just sat in trade chat talking shit about guilds until he was literally on everyone's ignore list. Poor Woobles never raided in TBC again because nobody wanted him. He had made himself quite the outcast and was guildless for the rest of the time. Occasionally I would walk past him, just stood by the mailbox with no guild. Right before he quit WoW, he made sure to message Konsu and tell him, "You're a faggot," and then quit the game. He did send a message to me and Atreides saying that you will always be gay. I never heard from him after that. We did get a second 25-man group in our guild, and I eventually became the top DPS Fury Warrior for that group. I never made it into a serious progression through BT, but I did a lot of the other raids and of the fondest members of TBC. Even though there was some drama for me and a friend, Atreides still laugh at that moment to this day. Konsu and Flatlord and I are still great friends, and we played many games outside of WoW. I agree with you that rogues are a bunch of scumbag dicks. I think Mr. Woobles basically summed up himself in one nice little package and ticked every box for somebody you don't want to play with. Well done, Woobles, for not missing out on any aspect of us knowing whether or not you were a complete penis. Well done, Woobles. Sometimes it takes a while to get every box on the bingo card, right? We want to tick it off. Step by step. Complete. Oh! Bingo! Complete dickhead. But you made it, Woobles. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good job, Woobles. Bingo for you, my friend. Bingo. I should make the bingo card. I should do that. That would be kind of fun. That brings us to the end, ladies and gents, of this week's Drama Friday. Ha! Owned. You're gay. Owned. I got you good, you fucker. Rogues will be rogues. You know. Yeah. Very, very good. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you had a good afternoon with me, wherever you are in the world. Have a good weekend. I'm not live this weekend. I'll be working on stuff. The videos, I know the loot video went down. It's going back up, fixed. So there's no black screen in it. So it'll be going up later this afternoon as I upload it after this show. Because obviously it would wreck my internet to do both at the same time. Have a great weekend, guys. Do something cool. All right? And I will see you again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.